Hello, and welcome back to our quiet corner of the internet, where the world slows down just a little, and the whispers of history drift in like a gentle breeze. Tonight, we're going to embark on a journey, not one of grand battles or dramatic revelations, but a calm, methodical exploration of a day in the life of an ancient Egyptian embalmer in Thebes. It's a tale designed to soothe, to gently guide your thoughts away from the day's hustle and bustle, and into a rhythm of quiet contemplation. Before we begin, let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. Now, if you're comfortable, perhaps you've dimmed the lights, or maybe a soft fan hums in the background. Let's ease into tonight's journey together. The sun, a familiar orb of pale gold, begins its slow ascent over the eastern cliffs of Thebes. You, an embalmer named Khepri, stir from a dreamless sleep on your simple reed mat. The air in your small mud brick home is cool, still holding the night's gentle embrace before the desert heat asserts its dominion. A faint scent of dried herbs and natron, ever present in your life, lingers in the air, a subtle reminder of your profession. You rise, your movements unhurried, a practiced slowness born of years spent in quiet, meticulous work. The rough texture of the woven mat presses against your bare feet for a moment before you step onto the cool, packed earth floor. The world outside is just beginning to awaken. The distant bray of a donkey, the soft murmur of voices from neighboring homes, the rustle of palm fronds in a nascent breeze. These are the gentle sounds that mark the start of another day in ancient Thebes. You move to the small basin in the corner, pouring water from a clay jar. The water is cool, almost refreshing as you splash it over your face and hands. The ritual is simple, a cleansing not just of the body, but a quiet preparation of the mind for the tasks ahead. There is no rush, no urgency in these early morning moments. Each action is deliberate, a small thread in the tapestry of your daily routine. You don a simple linen kilt, the fabric soft and worn from countless washings. It is practical, allowing for ease of movement, and light enough to offer some comfort against the inevitable heat of the day. Your tools, carefully cleaned and stored the previous evening, await you at the Wabbat, the purification place, or perhaps at the Per-Nefer, the house of beauty, where the true work of embalming takes place. Today, your destination is the Per-Nefer, a place of quiet industry, where the living attend to the transition of the deceased. As you step out of your home, the light is still soft, painting the eastern sky in hues of rose and lavender. The streets of Thebes are gradually coming alive. Farmers lead their donkeys laden with produce towards the market, their sandals shuffling softly on the dusty paths. Women gather at the communal well, their chatter a low hum, punctuated by the rhythmic creak of the rope. Children, still sleepy-eyed, begin to emerge, their games yet to commence. You walk with a steady, measured pace, your gaze sweeping over the familiar landscape. The towering pylons of the Karnak temple complex are visible in the distance, their massive forms silhouetted against the brightening sky. The Nile, lifeblood of Egypt, glints in the nascent sunlight, its waters flowing with an eternal, unhurried grace. The air carries the faint, earthy smell of the river, mingled with the aroma of baking bread from a nearby dwelling. Your journey to the Per-Nefer is a short one, a path you have trodden countless times. Each step is a meditation, a quiet acknowledgement of the world around you. You notice the intricate patterns of dried mud on the walls of houses, the way the light catches the dust motes dancing in the air, the subtle shift in the wind's direction. These small observations fill your mind, keeping it gently occupied, preventing any stray thoughts of haste or worry. The Per-Nefer itself is a modest building, set slightly apart from the main thoroughfares. Its walls are plain, unadorned, reflecting the solemnity of the work performed within. A single heavy wooden door, slightly ajar, invites you in. The interior is cool, a welcome respite from the warming air outside. The light filtering in through small, high windows casts long, gentle shadows across the stone floor. The air inside is thick with the familiar, comforting scent of resins, spices, and the faint, metallic tang of natron. It is a smell that has become synonymous with your life's purpose, a fragrance that speaks of preservation, of careful ritual, of the journey to the afterlife. You greet your colleagues with quiet nods. There is a shared understanding among you, a silent camaraderie born of working together in this unique profession. Each person moves with a quiet efficiency, their actions precise and deliberate. There is no need for loud commands or hurried movements here. The work demands patience, respect, and an unwavering attention to detail. Today, a new arrival awaits your care. The body of a respected scribe, recently deceased, lies on a low stone table. It is covered with a clean linen sheet, a gesture of reverence. You approach the table, your steps soft, your mind already beginning to formulate the sequence of tasks ahead. The scribe's family has already performed the initial lamentations, their grief a private affair. Now, it is your turn to prepare the body for its eternal journey. The process is long, extending over many days, sometimes even 70. It is a journey of transformation, from the transient form of life to the enduring vessel for the soul in the afterlife. Your role is not merely that of a craftsman, but of a guardian, ensuring the integrity of this sacred passage. You begin by gathering your tools, the obsidian knives, their edges honed to a precise sharpness, lie nestled in a wooden box. The long, slender bronze hooks, used for the delicate task of extracting the brain, are carefully arranged. The various jars of resins, oils, and spices stand ready, their contents awaiting their turn in the intricate ritual. Each tool has its specific purpose, each step its ancient significance. There is a quiet dignity in the work, a profound respect for the deceased. You understand that this is not an end, but a beginning, a preparation for a new existence. The rhythmic sounds of your work will soon fill the Per-Nefer, the gentle scraping of tools, the soft rustle of linen, the quiet pouring of liquids. These sounds, repetitive and soothing, will become the soundtrack to your day, a lullaby of preservation. You begin the first, most crucial step, the purification of the body. Cool, clear water, drawn from the sacred Nile, is poured over the deceased. It is a symbolic act, washing away the impurities of earthly existence, preparing the vessel for its spiritual transformation. The water runs over the skin, a gentle cascade, carrying with it the dust of the world. Your hands, accustomed to the delicate nature of this work, move with a practiced grace. There is no haste, only a steady, unhurried rhythm. The scent of the Nile water, fresh and clean, momentarily overlays the stronger aromas of the embalming chamber. This initial cleansing is a moment of quiet contemplation, a silent acknowledgement of the life that once inhabited this form. You work with a deep sense of purpose, your focus unwavering. The world outside, with its bustling markets and distant temple chants, fades into a gentle background hum. Here in the Per-Nefer, time seems to slow, each moment stretching out, filled with the quiet dignity of your ancient craft. The first stage, the removal of the internal organs, is approached with utmost care. You make a small incision on the left side of the abdomen, a precise cut guided by generations of knowledge. The obsidian knife glides smoothly, its sharpness ensuring a clean opening. There is no revulsion, only a detached professionalism, a deep understanding of the necessity of this step. The organs, carefully extracted, are then placed in separate canopic jars, each dedicated to one of the four sons of Horus: the liver, the lungs, the stomach, and the intestines. Each finds its designated vessel, to be preserved separately and returned to the tomb with the mummified body. This separation is crucial, for the Egyptians believed that these organs held vital aspects of the deceased's personality and would be needed in the afterlife. The heart, however, is left in place. It is considered the seat of intelligence, emotion, and memory, essential for judgment in the Hall of Two Truths. Its preservation within the body is paramount. The brain, too, must be removed, though its function was less understood. Through the nostrils, a long, slender bronze hook is carefully inserted. With gentle circular motions, the brain tissue is slowly broken down and then drained. It is a delicate procedure, requiring a steady hand and immense patience. The liquid, once the brain, flows out, a silent testament to the ephemeral nature of earthly thought. The cavity is then rinsed with palm wine, a natural antiseptic, and filled with resins and spices. This meticulous cleaning and filling prevent decay, ensuring the body's integrity for its long journey. The entire process is a testament to the Egyptian belief in the continuity of life beyond death, a profound commitment to preserving the physical form as a vessel for the eternal soul. The air in the Per-Nefer remains still, punctuated only by the soft sounds of your work. The light from the high windows shifts subtly as the sun climbs higher, painting new patterns on the stone floor. You are aware of the passage of time, not as a hurried rush, but as a slow, deliberate unfolding. Each step is a continuation of an ancient tradition, a sacred duty passed down through generations. The rhythmic nature of the work, the repetitive motions, the familiar scents, all contribute to a sense of calm, a quiet focus that allows your mind to drift gently yet remain entirely present. You consider the scribe, whose body you are tending. What stories did his hands write? What thoughts filled the mind you have just carefully removed? These are not questions that demand answers. but rather quiet reflections that deepen your connection to the humanity of your task. The work is not morbid, but rather a profound act of care, a final service rendered to a fellow human being. The next stage involves the drying of the body. The internal cavities, now clean and empty, are packed with natron, a naturally occurring salt mixture found in abundance in Egypt. This powerful desiccant will slowly draw out all moisture from the tissues, preventing decomposition. The body is also covered externally with natron, a thick layer that encases it completely. This drying process is the longest part of the embalming, lasting for many weeks. During this time, the body rests on a slanted slab, allowing any remaining fluids to drain away. The Per-Nefer becomes a place of quiet waiting, a silent vigil. You and your colleagues will periodically check on the progress, ensuring the natron is doing its work effectively. The air, already heavy with the scent of resins, now takes on a sharper, more mineral tang from the natron. It is a smell of preservation, of transformation, of the slow, deliberate journey towards mummification. The days pass in a similar rhythm. The sun rises and sets, casting its golden light over Thebes. The Nile flows on, indifferent to the meticulous work being performed within the Per-Nefer. You continue your daily routines, attending to other tasks, preparing new batches of resins, cleaning tools, and always checking on the bodies undergoing the natron treatment. There is a quiet satisfaction in this work, a sense of contributing to something larger than yourself, to the eternal cycle of life and death, as understood by your people. The meticulousness required, the patience, the deep understanding of the materials and the process, these are the qualities that define your craft. You are a keeper of ancient knowledge, a facilitator of the journey to the afterlife. The gentle hum of the city outside, the distant calls of vendors, the soft lapping of the Nile against its banks, these sounds are a constant, soothing backdrop to your quiet work. You are a part of this ancient world, a small but essential cog in its grand, unhurried machinery. The drying process continues, day after day. The body, once soft and yielding, gradually becomes firm and desiccated. The natron, doing its silent work, transforms the flesh, preparing it for its final, enduring form. You observe these changes with a calm, practiced eye. There is no surprise, only the steady confirmation of a process that has been perfected over centuries. The Per-Nefer, though a place of death, is also a place of profound life, a testament to the enduring human desire for continuity. The air, dry and mineral-rich, carries the subtle scent of transformation. It is a smell that speaks of time, of patience, of the slow, deliberate unfolding of a sacred ritual. You find a quiet rhythm in these days of waiting, a meditative state that allows your mind to wander gently, yet remain anchored in the present moment. The sun, a warm presence, continues its journey across the sky, marking the passage of time in a way that feels both ancient and eternal. The world outside continues its gentle dance, and you, Khepri, remain steadfast in your quiet duty. After 40 days, the natron has completed its work. The body is now fully desiccated, light and brittle. It is time for the next stage, the wrapping. This is a process of great care and artistry, a final act of protection and adornment. The body is first washed once more, this time with a gentle solution of palm wine and spices to remove any remaining natron and to give the skin a more supple feel. The scent of the wine, sweet and slightly sharp, fills the air, a pleasant counterpoint to the dry, mineral smell of the natron. The wrapping itself is a meticulous art form. Hundreds of yards of fine linen, torn into long, narrow strips, are used. Each limb is wrapped individually with a precision that is both beautiful and functional. You begin with the fingers and toes, wrapping each one separately, a delicate and time-consuming task. The linen strips are held in place with small dabs of resin, which acts as a glue, ensuring the wrappings remain secure. As you work, your hands move with a practiced rhythm, a dance of wrapping and securing. The soft rustle of the linen is a constant soothing sound. The light in the Per-Nefer, now softened by the afternoon sun, casts a warm glow on your work. The air is still, the only movement the gentle sway of your body as you lean over the wrapping table. The process is slow, meditative. It is a time for quiet reflection, for a final silent communion with the deceased. You think of the scribe, of the life he lived, of the journey he is about to undertake. Your work is a final act of respect, a tangible expression of the care and reverence with which your culture treats the dead. The wrapping continues, layer upon layer. Amulets and charms are placed between the layers of linen, each with its own specific purpose. The ankh, symbol of life, is placed over the heart. The jade pillar, representing stability, is placed on the chest. The scarab beetle, a symbol of rebirth, is placed over the abdomen. These small, powerful objects will protect the deceased on their journey through the underworld. The wrapping becomes a form of storytelling, a silent narrative of protection and guidance. The layers of linen build up, creating a smooth cocoon-like form. The body is no longer recognizable as the individual it once was, but has been transformed into a timeless, iconic shape. The final layer of wrapping is a single large shroud, which is secured with linen bands. The name of the deceased is sometimes written on these bands, a final, personal touch. The process is now complete. The body, once a fragile vessel of life, has been transformed into an enduring monument, a testament to the Egyptian belief in the eternity of the soul. The mummy, as it is now called, is ready for its final journey to the tomb. The Per-Nefer, once a place of intense activity, now falls silent. The tools are cleaned and put away. The wrapping table is cleared. The air, still thick with the scent of resins and spices, seems to hold a sense of quiet accomplishment. You and your colleagues stand back, observing your work with a sense of satisfaction. The scribe is ready. His journey to the afterlife can now begin. The sun is beginning to set, casting long shadows across the land. The sky is ablaze with color, a fiery farewell to the day. You step out of the Per-Nefer, your work for the day complete. The air outside is cooler now, carrying the scent of the evening cooking fires. The sounds of the city have softened, a gentle murmur that speaks of the day's end. You walk home, your steps slow and measured. The events of the day, the meticulous work, the quiet contemplation, have left you with a sense of peace. You are a part of something ancient, something profound. You are a guardian of the threshold, a facilitator of the eternal journey. As you reach your home, the first stars are beginning to appear in the darkening sky. The world is settling into a quiet slumber. You eat a simple meal of bread and dates, your mind calm and clear. The day's work is done. The scribe is at peace. And you, Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, can rest, knowing that you have fulfilled your sacred duty. The night is deep and silent. The moon, a silver sliver in the black velvet sky, casts a gentle light over the sleeping city. The only sound is the soft whisper of the wind, a timeless lullaby that has soothed generations of Egyptians. You lie on your reed mat, your body tired but your mind at ease. The scent of natron and resin, a constant companion, is a comforting presence. It is the smell of your life, of your purpose, of your connection to the eternal cycle of life and death. You close your eyes, and sleep comes quickly, a dreamless, peaceful slumber. The sun rises again. A new day dawns over Thebes. The cycle continues, as it has for centuries, as it will for centuries to come. And you, Khepri, will be there ready to perform your quiet, essential work, a silent guardian of the eternal journey. The days blend into one another, a seamless tapestry of ritual and routine. Each body that comes to the Per-Nefer is a new story, a new life to be honored and preserved. You work with the same meticulous care, the same quiet reverence for the wealthy nobleman and the humble farmer. In death, all are equal. All are deserving of the same respect and attention. The seasons change. The Nile rises and falls. The great festivals come and go. But in the Per-Nefer, the work remains constant, a steady, unchanging rhythm in a world of flux. You grow older, your hands more gnarled, your movements perhaps a little slower, but your skill remains, your knowledge deepens. You have become a master of your craft, a respected elder in the community of embalmers. You have seen generations come and go, have prepared countless souls for their journey to the afterlife. Your life has been one of service, of quiet dedication to a sacred art, and as you look back on your long years, you feel a sense of deep contentment. You have lived a life of purpose, a life of meaning. You have been a guardian of the threshold, a keeper of the ancient ways, and when your own time comes, you know that you will be cared for with the same love and respect that you have shown to so many others. Your journey to the afterlife will be a smooth one, your heart light and your soul at peace, but for now there is still work to be done. Another body has arrived at the Per-Nefer, another soul awaits your care, and so you rise, and you go to your work, your steps steady, your heart calm. The sun is warm on your back, the scent of the Nile is in the air. It is a good day to be an embalmer in ancient Thebes. The work is not for everyone. It requires a certain temperament, a certain detachment, but for you it is a calling, a sacred trust. You are a bridge between the world of the living and the world of the dead, a facilitator of the most important journey of all. And in this quiet, unassuming role, you have found your place in the grand, eternal story of Egypt. The light in the Per-Nefer is always dim, a deliberate choice to create a serene and respectful atmosphere. The high, narrow windows allow only slender shafts of sunlight to penetrate the cool interior. These beams of light move slowly across the stone floor as the day progresses, marking the passage of time in a silent, stately procession. The air is thick with a complex symphony of scents. The sharp, mineral tang of natron, the sweet, cloying aroma of resins, the spicy notes of cinnamon and myrrh, the faint, clean scent of palm wine, all mingle to create a unique and unforgettable fragrance. It is the perfume of preservation, the scent of eternity. Your tools are an extension of your hands. The obsidian knives, with their razor-sharp edges, are used for the initial incisions. The bronze hooks, long and slender, are for the delicate work of removing the brain. The clay pots and jars, of all shapes and sizes, hold the various unguents, oils, and spices. Each tool is treated with respect, cleaned meticulously after each use, and stored in its proper place. There is a place for everything, and everything is in its place. This orderliness is not just a matter of practicality, but a reflection of the cosmic order, the Mat, that the Egyptians so deeply revered. The work is a collaboration. You are part of a team of skilled artisans, each with their own specialized role. There are the cutters, who make the initial incisions, the extractors, who remove the internal organs, the washers, who purify the body, and the wrappers, who perform the final intricate art of bandaging. You have performed all of these roles at different times in your long career, and you are now a master of them all. You oversee the entire process, ensuring that each step is carried out with the utmost care and precision. The silence in the Per-Nefer is not an empty silence. It is a silence filled with purpose, with concentration, with a deep and abiding respect for the dead. The only sounds are the soft scrape of a tool, the gentle rustle of linen, the quiet murmur of a whispered instruction. There is no room for idle chatter, for frivolous distractions. The work is too important, the stakes too high. The bodies that come to you are from all walks of life. There are the wealthy, whose tombs will be filled with treasures, and the poor, whose families can afford only the most basic of mummifications. But you treat them all with the same care and respect. For you, each body is a sacred vessel, a potential Osiris, a future star in the eternal heavens. The process is a long and arduous one. It can take up to 70 days to complete a full mummification. During this time, the body is transformed, both physically and spiritually. It is a journey from the corruptible to the incorruptible, from the temporal to the eternal. And you are the guide, the facilitator, the one who makes this journey possible. The rewards of your work are not material. You are not a wealthy man, but you are rich in a way that few others can understand. You are rich in knowledge, in skill, in the satisfaction of a job well done. You are a respected member of your community, a man of wisdom and experience, and you have the peace of mind that comes from knowing that you are living a life of purpose, a life in harmony with the gods and with the eternal rhythms of the cosmos. The sun is setting now, and the work for the day is done. You wash your hands, the cool water, a welcome relief. You step out of the Per-Nefer, and into the soft golden light of the evening. The city of Thebes is alive with the sounds and smells of the end of the day, the aroma of cooking fires, the laughter of children, the distant chant of a temple choir, all mingle in the warm, still air. You walk home, your heart at peace. You have done your duty. You have served the gods. You have helped another soul on its journey to the stars. And tomorrow, you will do it all again. For you are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, and this is your life. This is your calling. This is your sacred trust. The night is a time for rest, for renewal. The city sleeps, and the stars keep watch. You lie on your mat, the gentle breeze from the Nile cooling your skin. You close your eyes, and the images of the day drift through your mind. The gleam of an obsidian knife, the soft texture of linen, the serene face of the deceased. These are not images of death, but of life, of transformation, of the eternal journey. And as you drift off to sleep, you are filled with a sense of profound gratitude. Gratitude for your life, for your work, for the small but essential role you play in the grand cosmic drama of ancient Egypt. The moon, a silent witness, climbs higher in the sky. The river flows on, its dark waters reflecting the starlight. And in the quiet heart of Thebes, an embalmer sleeps, dreaming of eternity. The next morning, you awaken to the same gentle sounds, the same soft light. The world is reborn, fresh and new. You perform your morning ablutions, your movements slow and deliberate. You eat your simple breakfast, your mind already turning to the tasks of the day. There is a new body in the Per-Nefer, a young woman who died in childbirth. Her family is heartbroken. Their grief, a raw and palpable thing. You feel a pang of sympathy for them, for their loss, but you know that your role is not to grieve, but to serve. You must prepare the young woman for her journey to the afterlife, where she will be reunited with her ancestors and live forever in the field of reeds. The work is the same, yet different. Each body is unique, each life a story. You approach the young woman with the same care and respect you would show to a queen. You wash her body, you anoint her with oils, you wrap her in fine linen. You place the amulets and charms that will protect her on her journey. And as you work, you whisper prayers for her safe passage, for her eternal peace. The day passes in a blur of quiet activity. The sun climbs to its zenith and then begins its slow descent. The shadows lengthen and the air grows cooler, and then the work is done. The young woman is ready. Her body, once a vessel of life and then of death, is now a symbol of eternity. You step out of the Per-Nefer, your heart heavy with a gentle sadness, but also with a sense of fulfillment. You have done your duty. You have served the gods. You have helped another soul on its journey home. And as you walk home through the twilight, you are at peace. The stars are coming out, one by one. The moon is rising, a pale crescent in the darkening sky. The city is quiet, at rest. And you, Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, are a part of it all, a small but essential part of the great, eternal rhythm of life and death. And for that, you are grateful. The Nile, the great mother, flows on, its waters carrying the secrets of centuries. It has seen empires rise and fall, Dynasties come and go. It has witnessed the construction of the great pyramids, the carving of the Sphinx, the building of the temples of Karnak and Luxor, and it has seen the quiet, unassuming work of countless embalmers like you, who have dedicated their lives to the service of the dead. You are a link in a long chain, a keeper of an ancient tradition. The knowledge you possess has been passed down through generations from master to apprentice, from father to son. It is a sacred trust, a precious inheritance, and you guard it well. The work is not without its dangers. The risk of infection is ever present. The materials you use can be toxic, but you are careful. You are meticulous. You take the necessary precautions. You have learned to respect the power of the substances you work with, to handle them with care and with knowledge. The rewards, as always, are not material. They are spiritual. They are the satisfaction of a job well done, the peace of mind that comes from living a life of purpose. They are the gratitude of the families you serve, the respect of your community, and they are the quiet moments of contemplation, when you feel a deep connection to the eternal, to the divine. The sun is setting, and the sky is a riot of color. The day is ending, and the night is coming. You are tired, but it is a good kind of tired. It is the tiredness of a body that has worked hard, of a mind that has been focused and engaged. You are ready for rest. You lie on your mat, and the sounds of the city lull you to sleep. The gentle lapping of the Nile, the distant cry of a night bird, the soft rustle of the palm trees. These are the sounds of your home, of your world, and they are the sounds of peace. You close your eyes, and you dream. You dream of the field of reeds, of the eternal paradise, where the righteous dead live in peace and plenty. You dream of the sun god, Ra, sailing across the sky in his golden boat. You dream of Osiris, the king of the underworld, judging the souls of the dead, and you dream of your own small role in this grand, cosmic drama. You are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, and you are at peace. The early morning light, a soft, diffused glow, filters through the high windows of the Per-Nefer. It illuminates the dust motes, dancing in the air, tiny specks of light, moving in slow, deliberate patterns. The air itself feels ancient, heavy, with the accumulated sense of centuries of embalming. You breathe it in, a familiar aroma that has become as much a part of you as the beat of your own heart. Your hands, calloused and strong, move with an innate wisdom. They know the texture of linen, the coolness of stone, the slickness of oils, the granular feel of natron. Each movement is precise, economical, born of countless repetitions. There is no wasted effort, no hurried gesture. The work itself dictates the pace, a slow, unhurried rhythm that mirrors the flow of the Nile outside. You might spend an hour meticulously cleaning a set of bronze tools, ensuring every crevice is free of residue. The gentle scraping sound of a small brush against metal, the glint of polished bronze in the dim light. These are the small, satisfying moments that fill your day. The water used for cleansing is drawn from the Nile, brought in large clay jars. It is cool, sometimes even a little muddy, carrying the essence of the river itself. As you pour it, you notice the subtle earthy scent, a reminder of the fertile lands that sustain your civilization. The act of washing, whether of the body or of the tools, is always a ritual, a moment of purification and respect. The preparation of the resins and oils is another task that demands patience. You might spend an entire morning grinding fragrant frankincense into a fine powder, the rhythmic motion of the pestle against the mortar creating a soft, hypnotic sound. The sweet, woody scent of the resin fills the air, mingling with the other aromas of the Per-Nefer. You mix it with warm oils, stirring slowly until it reaches the perfect consistency, a thick, golden liquid that will preserve and protect. The process is not unlike cooking, a careful blending of ingredients to achieve a desired outcome. But here, the outcome is not a meal, but eternity. The canopic jars, waiting patiently on a nearby shelf, are themselves works of art. Each lid is carved in the likeness of one of the four sons of Horus, Imseti with his human head, Khepri with his baboon head, Domutef with his jackal head, and Chiba-Senyuf with his falcon head. You run your fingers over the smooth, cool pottery, admiring the craftsmanship. These jars are not merely containers, they are guardians, protectors of the vital organs, ensuring their safe passage to the afterlife. The light continues its slow journey across the floor, painting new patterns as the hours pass. The silence is occasionally broken by the distant cries of birds, or the faint murmur of voices from the city. But within the Per-Nefer, a profound stillness reigns. It is a stillness that allows for deep concentration, for a meditative state where the boundaries between yourself and your work begin to blur. You are not just Khepri, the embalmer. You are an extension of the ancient ritual, a living embodiment of the sacred craft. The wrapping of the body is perhaps the most intricate and time-consuming part of the process. It is a dance of linen and resin, a meticulous layering that transforms the deceased into a timeless form. You begin with the smallest digits, each finger and toe wrapped individually, a testament to the belief that every part of the body is sacred. The linen strips are fine, almost translucent, and you apply them with a gentle tension, ensuring a smooth, even surface. The resin, warmed slightly, acts as a natural adhesive, sealing each layer in place. The process is slow, deliberate, each strip a prayer, each layer a protection. You might spend an entire afternoon on just the hands and feet, your movements repetitive, almost hypnotic. The soft rustle of the linen, the gentle stickiness of the resin, the faint warmth of the body beneath your touch, these are the sensations that fill your awareness. As the layers build up, the form of the body gradually emerges, not as a rigid statue, but as a softly contoured shape, ready for its eternal rest. Amulets are carefully placed between the layers of linen, each chosen for its specific protective qualities. A scarab beetle, carved from green jasper, is placed over the heart, symbolizing rebirth and eternal life. A small eye of Horus, made of faience, is tucked into the bandages around the wrist, warding off evil. These are not mere decorations. They are powerful talismans, imbued with magic and meaning, guiding the deceased through the perils of the underworld. The placement of each amulet is precise, a silent invocation of its power. The final shroud, a large sheet of finely woven linen, is then wrapped around the entire body, securing all the previous layers. It is tied with long linen bands, often inscribed with prayers or the name of the deceased. The knots are firm, but not tight, allowing for a gentle flexibility. The finished mummy lies before you, a testament to weeks of meticulous work, a bridge between the earthly and the divine. The sun begins its descent, casting long golden shadows through the Per-Nefer. The air grows cooler, and the scents of the embalming chamber seem to deepen, becoming richer, more complex. You clean your tools one last time, wiping away any traces of resin or natron. Each tool is returned to its designated place, ready for the next day, the next journey. You step out into the evening air, the soft light of twilight bathing the city in a gentle glow. The sounds of Thebes are different now, softer, more subdued. The distant calls of vendors have been replaced by the chirping of crickets, the gentle murmur of conversations from homes. The air carries the scent of cooking fires, a comforting aroma that speaks of life and warmth. Your walk home is a quiet one. Your mind is calm, filled with the images and sensations of the day. The rhythmic movements of wrapping, the earthy scent of natron, the smooth coolness of the canopic jars, these impressions linger, a gentle echo in your thoughts. You are tired, but it is a deep, satisfying tiredness, the kind that comes from a day spent in purposeful, meaningful work. As you reach your small home, the stars are beginning to emerge, tiny pinpricks of light in the vast dark canvas of the sky. The moon, a slender crescent, casts a soft ethereal glow over the sleeping city. You prepare a simple meal, perhaps a bowl of lentils and some flatbread, savoring each bite. The food is plain, but nourishing, sustaining your body for the work that lies ahead. After your meal, you sit for a while in the quiet darkness, listening to the sounds of the night, the distant bark of a dog, the rustle of palm fronds, the gentle whisper of the wind. These are the lullabies of Thebes, soothing your mind, preparing you for sleep. You lie down on your reed mat, the familiar texture a comfort beneath you. The scent of natron and resin, a constant companion, is a gentle reminder of your life's calling. You close your eyes, and sleep comes quickly, a deep, dreamless slumber that restores your body and mind. The cycle continues, day after day, season after season. The Nile flows on, an eternal ribbon of life. The sun rises and sets, marking the passage of time. And you, Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, continue your quiet, essential work, a guardian of the threshold, a facilitator of the eternal journey. Each morning brings a new body, a new life to be honored, a new story to be told through the meticulous rituals of embalming. You approach each task with the same unwavering focus, the same profound respect. The details of each life may differ, but the journey to the afterlife is universal, a path that all must eventually tread. Your role is to ensure that this path is smooth, that the deceased is well prepared for the challenges and rewards that await them. The Per-Nefer is more than just a workshop. It is a sacred space, a liminal zone between life and death. The air within its walls is charged with a quiet energy, a sense of purpose that transcends the mundane. You feel this energy as you work, a subtle vibration that connects you to the ancient traditions, to the countless embalmers who have come before you. The preparation of the amulets is another task that requires careful attention. Each amulet has a specific purpose, a particular prayer or spell associated with it. You might spend time selecting the right materials, carving the intricate symbols, or simply arranging them in the correct order. The small, smooth stones, the polished faience, the gleaming metals. Each object holds a quiet power, a silent promise of protection. The process of anointing the body with oils and unguents is a sensory experience. The oils are rich, fragrant, infused with myrrh, frankincense, and other precious spices. As you gently rub them into the skin, you feel the subtle warmth, the smooth texture, the scent fills the air, a luxurious aroma that speaks of reverence and care. It is a final act of beautification, preparing the deceased for their appearance before the gods. The sounds of the Per-Nefer are always subdued. The gentle drip of water, the soft rustle of linen, the quiet hum of your own breath, these are the only sounds that break the profound silence. There is no music, no loud conversation, only the quiet rhythm of work. This silence is not oppressive, it is calming, allowing for a deep focus that is essential for your craft. The light shifts throughout the day, painting different moods within the Per-Nefer. In the morning, it is a pale, hopeful light. At midday, it is bright and clear, illuminating every detail of your work. In the afternoon, it becomes softer, warmer, casting long, gentle shadows. And as evening approaches, it fades to a dim, ethereal glow, preparing the space for the quiet of the night. You are a master of patience. The embalming process cannot be rushed. Each step takes its own time, demands its own meticulous attention. You have learned to surrender to this rhythm, to allow the work to unfold at its own pace. There is a profound wisdom in this patience, a recognition that some things cannot be hurried, that true transformation requires time and care. The sun sets, and the day's work concludes. You leave the Per-Nefer, stepping out into the cool evening air. The sky is a canvas of deepening blues and purples, with the first stars beginning to twinkle. The city of Thebes settles into its nightly rhythm, a gentle symphony of distant sounds. You walk home, your mind calm and clear, filled with the quiet satisfaction of a day well spent. The familiar path, the familiar sights and sounds, all contribute to a sense of peace, of belonging. You are a part of this ancient world, a small but essential thread in its vast and intricate tapestry. You eat your simple meal, the flavors familiar and comforting. The quiet of your home envelops you, a sanctuary from the world. You sit for a while, allowing your thoughts to drift, to settle. There is no urgency, no demand, only the gentle unfolding of the present moment. And as you lie down on your reed mat, sleep comes easily, a deep, restorative slumber that prepares you for the next day, the next journey, the next act of sacred service. The cycle continues, an eternal dance of life and death, of creation and preservation. And you, Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, are its quiet, steadfast guardian. The natron, the salt of the earth, is a substance of profound importance in your work. It is harvested from the dry lake beds of the Wadi el Natron, a desolate but sacred place. The journey to collect it is long and arduous, but the substance itself is a gift from the gods, a key to eternal life. You handle it with respect, its coarse, crystalline texture, a familiar sensation against your skin. The process of packing the body with natron is a crucial one. Every cavity must be filled, every surface covered. The salt immediately begins its work, drawing out the moisture, the very essence of decay. You can almost feel the transformation beginning, the slow, inexorable process of preservation. The air in the Per-Nefer becomes dry, almost astringent, as the natron releases its power. The 40 days of the natron treatment are a time of quiet waiting, of patient observation. You visit the Per-Nefer daily, checking on the progress of the desiccation. You might adjust the position of the body, or add more natron where needed, but mostly you watch, and you wait. It is a time for reflection, for contemplation. You think about the nature of life and death, of the ephemeral and the eternal. The silence of the Per-Nefer is a powerful teacher, its stillness a source of wisdom. The wrapping of the mummy is a ritual that is both practical and symbolic. The linen strips, hundreds of yards of them, represent the protective cocoon that will shield the deceased on their journey. The resin, sticky and fragrant, is the glue that binds the layers together, a symbol of cohesion and unity. The amulets, with their magical properties, are the weapons and guides that will help the deceased navigate the perils of the underworld. Each element has its place, its purpose, its meaning. The process is a form of prayer, a silent incantation that is woven into the very fabric of the mummy. The tools of your trade are simple, but effective. The obsidian knife, with its volcanic glass blade, is sharper than any metal. The bronze hooks, with their elegant curves, are perfectly designed for their delicate task. The clay pots, with their earthy textures, are the ideal vessels for the sacred oils and resins. You care for your tools as a scribe cares for his reeds, as a soldier cares for his sword. They are your partners in this sacred work, your trusted companions. The Per-Nefer is your sanctuary, your temple. It is a place of quiet and order, of purpose and meaning. The world outside may be chaotic and unpredictable, but within these walls there is a sense of calm, of control. The rituals are ancient, the procedures are time-tested. There is a comfort in this continuity, a sense of being part of something larger than yourself, something that will endure long after you are gone. The sun, your constant companion, marks the passage of the day. Its light, filtering through the high windows, is a silent clock, a reminder of the eternal rhythms of the cosmos. You work in harmony with this rhythm, your movements attuned to the slow, deliberate pace of the sun's journey across the sky. The evening brings a sense of completion, of a job well done. You leave the Per-Nefer, your body tired, but your mind at peace. The city of Thebes, with its vibrant life, is a welcome contrast to the stillness of your workplace. You are a part of this life, yet also apart from it. You are a guardian of the threshold, a bridge between two worlds. Your home is a simple one, but it is your sanctuary. It is a place of rest, of renewal. You eat your simple meal, you drink your cool water, you sit in the darkness, and you listen to the sounds of the night. The city sleeps, and you sleep with it, and in your dreams you walk with the gods, you sail with the sun, you journey to the stars. The cycle of life and death is a constant, a fundamental truth of existence. You do not fear it. You embrace it. You are a servant of this cycle. a facilitator of its eternal dance. And in this service, you have found your purpose, your meaning, your peace. The Nile, the great river, flows on, its waters carrying the stories of generations. You are one of those stories, a small but essential part of the grand narrative of Egypt. And, when your own story is complete, you will become part of the river, part of the land, part of the eternal cycle of which you have been such a faithful servant. The morning light awakens you, and you rise to greet the new day. There is work to be done. There are souls to be guided. There is a sacred trust to be fulfilled. And you, Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, are ready. You are always ready. The scent of myrrh, a rich, balsamic fragrance, often fills the Per-Nefer. It is one of the most precious resins, imported from the distant land of Punt. Its use in embalming is a sign of great respect, a testament to the high status of the deceased. You handle it with care, its sticky texture a reminder of its value. The process of anointing the body with myrrh is a solemn one. You mix the resin with oil, creating a fragrant unguent that you gently rub into the skin. The scent is intoxicating, a perfume fit for the gods. It is a final act of purification, a preparation for the divine presence that the deceased will soon encounter. The linen bandages, stored in large chests, are of various qualities. The finest linen, almost as soft as silk, is reserved for the wealthiest clients, but even the coarser linen, used for the less affluent, is treated with respect. Each strip is carefully torn to the correct width, its edges neat and straight. The act of tearing the linen is itself a ritual, a symbolic separation of the deceased from the world of the living. The canopic jars, once filled and sealed, are placed in a special chest, which will be transported to the tomb with the mummy. The chest is often beautifully decorated, with scenes from the Book of the Dead, or with prayers for the protection of the deceased. It is a miniature tomb in itself, a sacred vessel for the vital organs. The heart, the seat of intelligence and conscience, is the only organ that is left in the body. It is believed that the heart will be weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice, in the final judgment. A light heart, free from sin, will grant the deceased eternal life. A heavy heart, burdened with guilt, will be devoured by the monster Ammit, and the soul will be condemned to oblivion. This belief underscores the importance of living a virtuous life, a life in harmony with Ma'at. The work of the embalmer is not just a technical process, it is a spiritual one. You are not just preserving a body, you are preparing a soul for its eternal journey. Your thoughts, your intentions, your prayers, all are part of the ritual. You work with a focused mind, a pure heart. You are a channel for the divine, a conduit for the sacred energies that will transform the deceased into an immortal being. The silence of the Per-Nefer is a sacred silence. It is a silence that allows you to hear the whispers of the gods, the echoes of eternity. It is a silence that fosters concentration, that promotes a deep connection to the work at hand. In this silence you find peace, you find purpose, you find a profound sense of the divine. The sun, the giver of life, is a powerful symbol in your culture. Its daily journey across the sky, its nightly descent into the underworld, its glorious rebirth each morning, all are metaphors for the journey of the soul. You are a servant of the sun, a facilitator of its eternal cycle of death and rebirth. The evening is a time for rest, for reflection. You leave the Per-Nefer, the sense of the embalming chamber clinging to your clothes, a reminder of your sacred duty. You walk through the streets of Thebes, a silent observer of the vibrant life that surrounds you. You are a part of this life, yet you are also apart from it. You are a guardian of the threshold, a keeper of the mysteries. Your home is a haven of peace, a sanctuary from the demands of the world. You eat your simple meal. You drink your cool water. You sit in the darkness, and you listen to the sounds of the night. The city sleeps, and you sleep with it. And in your dreams, you are at one with the cosmos, a small but essential part of the grand eternal design. The Nile, the source of all life, flows on, its waters a symbol of the eternal cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. You are a child of the Nile, your life and your work inextricably linked to its rhythms. You are a guardian of its secrets, a keeper of its ancient wisdom, and when your time comes, you will return to the Nile, your soul rejoining the great cosmic river from which it came. The morning comes, and with it a new day, a new beginning. You rise and you prepare for your work. There is a sense of purpose in your movements, a quiet determination in your heart. You are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, and you have a sacred duty to perform. You are a keeper of the flame, a guardian of the ancient traditions, and you will not fail. The world of the living is a world of change, of flux, of impermanence, but the world of the dead, the world you prepare for, is a world of stability, of eternity. Your work is a bridge between these two worlds, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to transcend the limitations of mortality. And in this work you find your own form of immortality, your own small but significant place in the grand eternal story of Egypt. The texture of the linen bandages is a constant in your life. You can feel the subtle differences between the fine, almost silky linen used for royalty and the coarser, more utilitarian fabric for commoners. Yet, the process remains the same. The gentle pull as you unroll a new strip, the soft friction as it slides through your fingers, the way it conforms to the contours of a limb. Each wrap is a deliberate, practiced motion, a small act of creation. You lose yourself in the rhythm of it, the repetitive back and forth, the gentle pressure of your hands. It's a form of meditation, a quiet conversation between you, the linen, and the silent form before you. The resin, a golden viscous liquid, has a life of its own. When cool, it is thick and slow-moving, like honey in the winter. When warmed over a small charcoal brazier, it becomes fluid, eager to flow. You learn to read its temperature by its scent, a skill honed over years of practice. A scent that is too sharp means it's too hot. A scent that is too faint means it's not yet ready. The perfect aroma is a rich, warm perfume that fills the Per-Nefer, a sign that the resin is at its ideal consistency to bind the linen strips, creating a hard, protective shell. This shell is a second skin, an artificial and eternal one. The natron, in its raw form, is a collection of crystals, some large and jagged, others fine as dust. It has a clean, sharp smell, like the air after a desert thunderstorm. Sev. When you plunge your hands into a sack of natron, it feels cool and dry, a stark contrast to the humidity of the Nile Valley. You feel its power, its ability to draw out moisture, to halt the natural course of decay. It is a substance of transformation, a catalyst that turns the perishable into the permanent. You handle it with a mixture of reverence and familiarity, a tool as essential to your craft as the knife or the hook. The Per-Nefer itself is a character in your daily drama, its thick mud brick walls insulated from the extremes of the desert climate, keeping it cool in the summer and warm in the winter. The high, narrow windows are designed not for viewing the outside world, but for letting in just enough light to work by, creating an atmosphere of focused intimacy. The stone floor, worn smooth by the passage of countless feet, is cool under your sandals. The air, a complex tapestry of scents, is the very breath of the place. It is a space that is both workshop and temple, a place where the mundane and the sacred intersect. The sounds of your work are a subtle symphony, the gentle clink of a bronze instrument against a stone table, the soft rustle of linen, the quiet slosh of water in a clay basin, the rhythmic scrape of a grinder. These are the sounds of creation, of transformation. They are a counterpoint to the silence, a gentle reminder of the purposeful activity that is taking place. You have grown so accustomed to these sounds that you barely notice them, yet they are the soundtrack of your life, a constant soothing presence. The city of Thebes, just outside the walls of the Per-Nefer, is a world away. You can hear its distant murmur, the faint cries of vendors, the laughter of children, the chanting of priests from the nearby temples. But these sounds are muffled, distant, like the roar of the ocean heard from a deep cave. They are a reminder of the world of the living, a world that the deceased are leaving behind. Your work is a bridge between these two worlds, a quiet passage from the noise and chaos of life to the silent, ordered eternity of the afterlife. The Nile, the great river, is a constant presence in your life. You see it every day on your walk to and from the Per-Nefer. You feel its presence in the humidity of the air, in the richness of the soil. You use its water to purify the bodies of the dead. It is the source of all life in Egypt, and it is also the path to the afterlife. The deceased are ferried across the Nile to their tombs on the west bank, the land of the setting sun. The river is a threshold, a boundary between the world of the living and the world of the dead. You are a servant of the river, a guardian of its sacred passage. The sun, the great god Re, is another constant. Its daily journey across the sky is a mirror of the journey of the soul. Its rising in the east is a symbol of birth, its setting in the west a symbol of death, and its reappearance the next morning a promise of rebirth. You work by the light of the sun, your days measured by its slow, majestic progress. You are a child of the sun, your life and your work illuminated by its divine light. The moon, the goddess Isis, is the guardian of the night. Her soft, silvery light is a comfort in the darkness. She is the goddess of magic, of healing, of motherhood. She is the one who reassembled the body of her husband, Osiris, after he was murdered and dismembered by his brother, Set. She is the first embalmer, the divine prototype for your own humble craft. You feel a special connection to her, a sense of being under her protection. The stars, the distant, glittering lights in the night sky, are the souls of the righteous dead. They are the ones who have successfully navigated the perils of the underworld and have been granted eternal life. They are a source of inspiration, a reminder of the ultimate goal of your work. You look up at them at night, and you feel a sense of awe, of wonder. You are a stargazer, a guide for those who wish to join the celestial company. The work is demanding, both physically and mentally. It requires strength, stamina, and a steady hand. It requires concentration, patience, and a deep understanding of the complex rituals, but it is also deeply rewarding. There is a profound satisfaction in a job well done, in a mummy perfectly preserved, in a soul safely guided on its journey. There is a sense of purpose, of meaning, of being part of something larger than yourself. There is a peace that comes from living a life of service, a life in harmony with the gods and with the eternal rhythms of the cosmos. You are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes. You are a craftsman, a priest, a guardian. You are a man of science and a man of faith. You are a bridge between two worlds, and you are at peace. The days turn into weeks, the weeks into months, the months into years. The seasons change, the river rises and falls, the great festivals come and go, but the work in the Per-Nefer remains constant, a steady, unchanging rhythm in a world of flux. You grow older, your hair turns gray, your hands become more gnarled, but your skill remains, your knowledge deepens. You have become a master of your craft, a respected elder in your community. You have taught your skills to your sons, just as your father taught them to you. The tradition continues. The sacred trust is passed on. You have seen many things in your long life. You have seen the birth of princes and the death of pharaohs. You have seen years of plenty and years of famine. You have seen war and you have seen peace. But through it all you have remained steadfast in your work, a quiet anchor in a turbulent world. And now, as you approach the end of your own life, you are not afraid. You have prepared countless others for their journey, and you are prepared for your own. You know that your sons will care for your body with the same love and respect that you have shown to so many others. You know that your soul will be guided safely through the underworld, that your heart will be weighed and found true. You know that you will be granted eternal life in the field of reeds, where you will be reunited with your ancestors and live forever in the presence of the gods. But for now, there is still work to be done. There is another body in the Per-Nefer, another soul awaiting your care. And so you rise and you go to your work, your steps a little slower now, but your heart still strong. The sun is warm on your back. The scent of the Nile is in the air. It is a good day to be an embalmer in ancient Thebes. It is a good day to be alive. It is a good day to prepare for eternity. The final stages of the wrapping are a form of artistry. You use finer, more decorative linen for the outer layers, sometimes dyed in shades of blue or red. You create intricate patterns with the bandages, a form of silent storytelling. You might create a herringbone pattern on the chest, or a diamond pattern on the legs. These patterns are not just for beauty, they are also for protection, their geometric shapes imbued with magical power. The placement of the final shroud is a moment of great solemnity. It is a single large piece of linen, often inscribed with the name of the deceased, and with prayers from the Book of the Dead. It is the final garment, the last covering before the mummy is placed in its coffin. You and your assistants lift it carefully, your movements slow and synchronized. You drape it over the mummy, smoothing out any wrinkles, ensuring that it lies perfectly flat. It is a final act of tucking in, of making the deceased comfortable for their long sleep. The coffin itself is a work of art. It is often made of wood and is carved and painted in the likeness of the deceased. The eyes are inlaid with obsidian and alabaster, giving them a lifelike appearance. The body is covered with hieroglyphs, with prayers and spells for protection. The coffin is a house for the soul, a miniature version of the tomb. It is a vessel that will carry the deceased safely on their journey to the afterlife. The opening of the mouth ceremony is the final ritual before the mummy is placed in the tomb. It is performed by a priest who touches the mouth, eyes, nose, and ears of the mummy with a special adze. This ritual magically restores the senses of the deceased, allowing them to eat, drink, see, hear, and speak in the afterlife. It is a moment of reanimation, of bringing the mummy to life. You watch this ceremony with a sense of awe, of reverence. It is the culmination of all your work, the final magical act that completes the transformation from death to life. The journey to the tomb is a solemn procession. The coffin is placed on a sledge, which is pulled by oxen. The family of the deceased follows behind, their lamentations filling the air. You are part of this procession, a silent, respectful observer. You have done your part. Your work is finished. The rest is in the hands of the gods. The tomb is a house for eternity. It is filled with all the things that the deceased will need in the afterlife: food, drink, clothing, furniture, tools, games. There are statues of the deceased which will serve as substitute bodies for the soul. There are wall paintings depicting scenes from the life of the deceased and from the afterlife. It is a world in miniature, a perfect replica of the world of the living. The sealing of the tomb is a final, irreversible act. The entrance is blocked with stones, and the seal of the necropolis is placed upon it. The deceased is now cut off from the world of the living. Their journey to the afterlife has begun. You turn and walk away, your heart filled with a mixture of sadness and peace. You have done your duty. You have served the gods. You have helped another soul on its journey home. And as you walk back to the city of the living, you are filled with a sense of gratitude, of purpose, of a life well lived. The sun is setting, and the sky is on fire. The day is ending, and the night is coming. You are tired, but it is a good tired. You are ready for rest. You are ready for dreams. You are ready for whatever tomorrow may bring. For you are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, and you are at peace. True of voice, the life of an embalmer is one of routine, but it is not without its variations. Some days are spent entirely on the meticulous task of wrapping, your fingers growing nimble and sure as they dance with the linen strips. Other days are dedicated to the preparation of materials, grinding resins, mixing oils, or sharpening the precious obsidian blades. There is a quiet satisfaction in these preparatory tasks, a sense of readiness, of being well equipped for the sacred work ahead. You take pride in the quality of your materials, knowing that the finest ingredients will create the most enduring preservation. You might spend an afternoon simply sitting in the cool silence of the Per-Nefer, mending torn linen, or carving a new set of wooden stoppers for the canopic jars. These are moments of quiet contemplation, where your mind is free to wander. You might think of your family, of the price of grain at the market, or of the latest news from the pharaoh's court. But always, Your thoughts return to your work, to the silent waiting forms that are your constant companions. The Per-Nefer is not a lonely place. You work alongside a small team of other embalmers, each with their own specialized skills. There is a quiet camaraderie among you, a shared understanding that needs no words. You communicate with nods, with gestures, with the silent language of shared experience. You have known these men for years, have worked with them through countless seasons. You have seen their sons grow up, have attended their daughters' weddings. You are a family of sorts, bound together by the unique and solemn nature of your work. There is a hierarchy within the Per-Nefer, a system of masters and apprentices. You are now a master, a teacher. You have your own apprentices, young men who are eager to learn the sacred craft. You teach them not just the technical skills, but also the spiritual and ethical principles that underpin your work. You teach them patience, respect, and a deep reverence for the dead. You watch them as they practice, correcting their mistakes, offering words of encouragement. You see in them the future of your craft, the next generation of guardians of the threshold. The families of the deceased are a constant presence in your life. They come to the Per-Nefer to make arrangements, to bring offerings, to mourn their loved ones. You treat them with compassion and respect, listening to their stories, answering their questions. You are a source of comfort to them, a steady presence in a time of grief. You explain the process of embalming, the importance of the rituals, the promise of eternal life. You offer them a glimmer of hope in the darkness of their loss. The priests from the nearby temples are also frequent visitors. They come to perform the necessary rituals, to bless the materials, to chant the sacred spells. You work in close collaboration with them, your practical skills complementing their spiritual authority. You are both servants of the gods, partners in the great work of ensuring the eternal life of the soul. The Per-Nefer is a place of learning, a repository of ancient knowledge. You have access to papyrus scrolls that contain the secrets of your craft, the accumulated wisdom of generations of embalmers. You study these scrolls in your spare time, constantly seeking to deepen your understanding, to perfect your skills. You are a scholar, as well as a craftsman, a man of knowledge, as well as a man of action. The work is not without its challenges. There are times when a body is difficult to preserve, when the process does not go as planned. There are times when you are faced with the grief of a family, a grief so raw that it touches your own heart. There are times when you are tired, when the work feels overwhelming, but you persevere. You draw strength from your faith, from your community, from the deep sense of purpose that animates your life. The sun is setting, and the day's work is done. You leave the Per-Nefer, the familiar sense of your trade, clinging to you like a second skin. You walk home through the twilight, the city of Thebes, a symphony of sights and sounds. You are a part of this world, yet you are also apart from it. You are a man of two worlds, a bridge between the living and the dead. Your home is a sanctuary, a place of peace and rest. You are greeted by your wife, her smile a welcome sight after a long day. You play with your children, their laughter a joyous sound. You eat your evening meal, a simple but satisfying repast. You are a husband, a father, a man. You are more than just an embalmer. You are a whole person, with a life outside the walls of the Per-Nefer, and yet your work is always with you. It is in your hands, in your heart, in your soul. It is who you are. It is your destiny. The night is deep and still. The city sleeps. The stars keep watch. You lie on your mat, your wife beside you, your children sleeping peacefully in the next room. You are filled with a sense of gratitude, of contentment. You have a good life, a meaningful life. You are a blessed man. You close your eyes, and you drift off to sleep. You dream of the field of reeds, of the eternal paradise that awaits the righteous. You dream of the sun god, Raz, sailing across the sky in his golden boat. You dream of Osiris, the king of the underworld, welcoming you into his kingdom. You dream of a life without end, a life of peace and joy. And in your dreams you are not just Khepri, the embalmer. You are Khepri, the justified, the true of voice. You are Khepri, the immortal. You are Khepri, the star. The new day dawns, and the cycle begins anew. You rise, you wash, you eat, you go to your work, your heart filled with a quiet sense of purpose. There is a new body in the Per-Nefer, a new soul to be guided. There is a sacred trust to be fulfilled. And you, Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, are ready. You are always ready. The air in the Per-Nefer has a timeless quality. It seems to hold the echoes of every ritual, every prayer, every silent moment of concentration that has ever taken place within its walls. When you breathe it in, you are not just breathing air. You are inhaling history, tradition, and a deep, abiding sense of the sacred. It is a scent that both grounds you in the present moment and connects you to a lineage of embalmers stretching back to the dawn of time. Your relationship with the bodies you tend is one of profound respect. You see them not as objects, but as the temporary homes of eternal souls. You handle them with a gentleness that borders on reverence, your every touch a silent acknowledgement of the life that once was. You learn to read the stories etched on their skin, the calluses on a farmer's hands, the scar on a soldier's arm, the delicate features of a noble woman. These are the final traces of their earthly existence, and you treat them with the utmost care. The process of removing the organs is a delicate and precise operation. You have learned the anatomy of the human body, not from scrolls, but from direct experience. You know the location of each organ, its size, its texture. You work with a surgeon's skill, your obsidian knife, a natural extension of your hand. There is no room for error, no second chances. The integrity of the organs is paramount, for they will be judged in the afterlife just as the heart will. The natron bath is a period of quiet transformation. The body lies submerged in the dry, crystalline salt, a silent testament to the power of nature to halt the course of decay. You watch over it like a patient gardener tending a rare and precious plant. You know that beneath the surface of the salt, a profound alchemy is taking place, a slow, deliberate process that will turn the corruptible into the incorruptible. The wrapping of the mummy is a form of sacred art. You are not just covering a body, you are creating a masterpiece. The intricate patterns of the linen bandages, the careful placement of the amulets, the final, graceful drape of the shroud, all are part of a carefully orchestrated composition. The finished mummy is a thing of beauty, a testament to the skill and artistry of your craft. It is a sculpture, a poem, a prayer, all woven together in a symphony of linen and resin. The tools of your trade are your most trusted allies. You have a personal connection to each one, a deep understanding of its unique qualities. You know the exact weight and balance of your favorite bronze hook, the precise angle at which to hold your obsidian knife. You care for them as you would care for a beloved child, cleaning them, sharpening them, storing them with the utmost care. They are more than just objects. They are partners in your sacred work. The Per-Nefer is a world unto itself, a small, self-contained universe with its own laws, its own rhythms, its own unique culture. It is a place of silence and concentration, of ritual and routine. It is a place where the boundaries between the living and the dead, the sacred and the mundane, are blurred. It is a place where you feel most at home, most yourself. The city of Thebes, with its bustling streets and vibrant markets, is a world away. You are a part of that world, but you are also apart from it. You are a man of two worlds, a bridge between the temporal and the eternal. You walk through the city, a silent observer, your mind filled with the secrets of the afterlife. You see the world with different eyes, with a deeper understanding of the fragile and precious nature of life. The Nile, the great river, is a constant source of inspiration. Its annual flood, which brings fertility and life to the land, is a powerful symbol of renewal and rebirth. Its steady, inexorable flow is a reminder of the passage of time, of the journey of the soul. You feel a deep connection to the river, a sense of being part of its eternal story. The sun, the moon, the stars, they are your celestial guides, your divine patrons. You look to them for guidance, for inspiration, for a sense of your place in the cosmos. You are a student of the heavens, a humble servant of the cosmic order. You know that your work is not just about preserving bodies. It is about aligning the earthly with the divine, the temporal with the eternal. The work is not without its emotional toll. There are times when you are confronted with the raw, unfiltered grief of a family, and it is impossible not to be moved. There are times when you are working on the body of a child, and your own heart aches with a father's sorrow. But you have learned to channel these emotions, to transform them into a deeper sense of compassion, a more profound commitment to your work. You are not a cold, unfeeling technician. You are a man of deep feeling, a man of profound empathy, and it is this empathy that makes you a great embalmer. The end of the day brings a sense of peace, of completion. You have done your duty. You have served the gods. You have helped another soul on its journey home. You leave the Per-Nefer, the dust of the sacred on your sandals, the scent of eternity in your clothes. You walk home through the twilight, your heart at peace. You are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes,
and you are content.
The rhythm of your life is dictated by the needs of the dead. It is a slow, deliberate rhythm, a counterpoint to the frenetic pace of the world outside. You rise before the sun, your first thoughts not of the day ahead, but of the tasks that await you in the Per-Nefer. You move through your morning rituals with a quiet focus, your mind already engaged in the sacred work. The walk to the Per-Nefer is a time of transition, a shedding of the mundane concerns of the world, and an entering into the sacred space of your craft. The air in the Per-Nefer is a constant, a familiar presence that welcomes you like an old friend. It is a complex symphony of sense, a testament to the transformative power of your work. You breathe it in, and you are home. The tools of your trade are extensions of your will, instruments of your sacred purpose. You handle them with a reverence born of long familiarity. You know their every curve, their every edge, their every nuance. They are your partners in the great work, your silent, steadfast companions. The bodies that come to you are not just objects, they are stories. Each one is a unique narrative of a life lived, a journey completed. You read these stories in the lines on their faces, in the calluses on their hands, in the scars on their bodies. You are a reader of the dead, a historian of the human heart. The process of embalming is a form of storytelling, a rewriting of the narrative of a life. You are not just preserving a body, you are creating a new story, a story of eternal life, of a journey to the stars. You are a myth maker, a weaver of dreams. The natron, the salt of the earth, is your most powerful ally. It is a substance of transformation, a catalyst that turns the corruptible into the incorruptible. You handle it with a mixture of awe and respect. Its crystalline structure, a reminder of the hidden order of the universe. The wrapping of the mummy is a form of sacred geometry. The intricate patterns of the linen bandages are not just decorative, they are a map of the cosmos, a guide for the soul on its journey through the underworld. You are a cartographer of the afterlife, a creator of celestial maps. The amulets that you place within the wrappings are words of power, syllables of a divine language. Each one is a prayer, a spell, a promise of protection. You are a linguist of the sacred, a speaker of the language of the gods. The coffin is a house of eternity, a vessel for the soul on its journey to the stars. You ensure that it is well made, that it is worthy of its precious cargo. You are a shipbuilder of the afterlife, a constructor of celestial barks. The opening of the mouth ceremony is a moment of recreation, of breathing life back into the inanimate. You watch in awe as the priest touches the mummy with the sacred adze, and the senses are magically restored. You are a witness to a miracle, a participant in a divine act of creation. The journey to the tomb is a final farewell, a letting go. You have done your part. The rest is in the hands of the gods. You watch the procession as it moves towards the west, towards the land of the setting sun. You feel a sense of peace, of completion. You have served the dead. You have served the gods. You have served the eternal cycle of life and death. You return to your home, to your family, to the world of the living. You are a man of two worlds, a bridge between the temporal and the eternal. You carry the scent of the Per-Nefer on your clothes, the dust of the sacred on your sandals. You are a reminder of the fragility of life, of the certainty of death, but you are also a symbol of hope, of the enduring power of the human spirit to transcend the limitations of mortality. You are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, and you are at peace. The sun rises and sets. The Nile flows on. The stars keep watch. And the work continues. It is a work without end, a sacred trust that is passed down from generation to generation. You are a link in a long chain, a keeper of an ancient flame, and you will not let it be extinguished. You will continue to serve the dead, to guide the souls, to be a guardian of the threshold. For this is your calling, this is your destiny, this is your life. And it is a good life, it is a meaningful life, it is a life of purpose, it is a life of peace. The quiet moments in the Per-Nefer are some of the most profound. When the work is done for the day, and the last of your assistants has gone home, you sometimes sit alone in the deepening twilight. The only sound is the gentle whisper of the wind through the high windows. The air is thick with the scent of resins and spices, a perfume of eternity. In these moments, you feel a deep connection to the countless embalmers who have come before you, who have sat in this very room, who have contemplated the same mysteries. You are part of a brotherhood, a lineage that stretches back to the time of the gods. You feel their presence, their wisdom, their strength. You are not alone. The relationship you have with the deceased is a unique one. It is a relationship of intimacy and distance, of compassion and detachment. You come to know their bodies more intimately than their own families did. You see their vulnerabilities, their imperfections, their secret histories. But you also maintain a professional distance, a sense of objectivity that allows you to do your work without being overwhelmed by emotion. It is a delicate balance, a tightrope walk between the personal and the professional, but you have learned to walk it with grace and with skill. The materials you work with are not just inert substances, they are living things imbued with their own power, their own spirit. The natron is the spirit of the earth. The resin is the spirit of the tree. The linen is the spirit of the flax. You have learned to communicate with these spirits, to understand their properties, to work in harmony with them. You are not just a craftsman, you are a shaman, a magician, a master of the elements. The Per-Nefer is a place of transformation, not just for the dead, but for the living as well. The work changes you. It deepens your understanding of life and death. It teaches you patience, compassion, and a profound respect for the human body and the human soul. It strips away the trivial, the superficial, and leaves you with the essential. It makes you a better man. The city of Thebes is a city of contrasts. It is a city of vibrant life and of silent death. It is a city of bustling markets and of quiet tombs. It is a city of the temporal and of the eternal. You are a citizen of this city, a man who moves freely between its two worlds. You are a living embodiment of the city's dual nature, a symbol of its profound and enduring wisdom. The Nile is a river of life, but it is also a river of death. It is the source of all fertility, but it is also the path to the underworld. You are a child of the Nile, a man who understands its dual nature. You have been baptized in its waters, and you have prepared the dead for their final journey on its currents. You are a priest of the river, a guardian of its sacred mysteries. The sun, the moon, and the stars are your celestial family. You look to them for guidance, for inspiration, for a sense of your place in the grand cosmic order. You are an astronomer of the soul, a navigator of the celestial seas. You know that the journey of the soul is a journey to the stars, a journey home. The work is a form of worship. Each act, each ritual, each prayer is an offering to the gods. You are a priest in the temple of death, a servant of the divine. Your work is a testament to your faith, a manifestation of your devotion, You are a man of God, a man of the gods. The end of life is not an end. It is a beginning. It is a transition, a transformation, a journey to a new and better world. You are a facilitator of this journey, a guide for the soul on its path to eternity. You are a midwife of the afterlife, a helper of the reborn. You are a bringer of hope, a messenger of immortality. You are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, and you are a blessed man. You have found your purpose. You have found your place in the eternal story of Egypt, and you are grateful. The morning comes, and you rise to greet it. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, the world is alive with the promise of a new day. You go to your work, your heart filled with a quiet joy. You are a happy man. You are a contented man. You are a man at peace with himself and with the world, and you are ready for whatever the day may bring. For you are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, and your work has just begun. The preparation of the various unguents and oils is a task that requires a delicate touch and a keen sense of smell. You have a small collection of clay bowls and pestles, each reserved for a specific type of resin or herb. The grinding of frankincense, for instance, releases a sweet, woody aroma that fills the air, a scent that instantly transports you to the sacred groves where it is harvested. Myrrh, on the other hand, has a more pungent, almost bitter fragrance, a reminder of its protective qualities. You mix these finely ground powders with warm olive oil, stirring slowly with a wooden spatula until the mixture achieves a smooth, consistent texture. The warmth of the oil, the subtle resistance of the powder, the evolving fragrance, these are the small sensory details that fill these quiet moments. Each batch is prepared with care, for the quality of these anointing oils is paramount to the success of the embalming process. They are not merely lubricants. They are imbued with protective and purifying properties, essential for the deceased's journey. The cleaning of the Per-Nefer is a daily ritual, as important as any other step in the embalming process. Dust, carried by the desert winds, constantly settles on every surface. You and your assistants sweep the stone floors with brooms made of bundled reeds. The rhythmic swish-swish, a soothing sound in the quiet space. The walls are wiped down with damp cloths, removing any lingering traces of natron or resin. The tools are meticulously cleaned, each obsidian blade wiped free of residue, each bronze hook polished until it gleams. This cleanliness is not just for hygiene. It is a reflection of the order and purity that must be maintained in a sacred space. A clean Per-Nefer is a respectful Per-Nefer, a place fit for the transition of souls. The sunlight, as it shifts throughout the day, creates a dynamic interplay of light and shadow within the Per-Nefer. In the early morning, long, slender shafts of light pierce the gloom, illuminating the dust motes, dancing in the air like tiny golden spirits. As the sun climbs higher, the light becomes brighter, more direct, casting sharp-edged shadows that slowly crawl across the floor. In the afternoon, the light softens, taking on a warm golden hue, painting the rough mud brick walls with a gentle glow. And as evening approaches, the light fades to a dim, ethereal twilight, a signal for the day's work to draw to a close. These subtle shifts in illumination are your silent clock, your natural calendar, marking the passage of time in a way that feels ancient and organic. The sounds from outside the Per-Nefer are a constant, yet distant, presence. The braying of donkeys, the calls of street vendors, the distant murmur of conversations, the rhythmic thud of a carpenter's hammer. These are the everyday sounds of Thebes, a gentle hum that reminds you of the vibrant life just beyond your walls. But within the Per-Nefer, these sounds are muted, softened, filtered by the thick mud brick. They become a gentle background drone, a soothing white noise that allows for deep concentration, for a quiet focus on the task at hand. You are aware of the world, but not consumed by it. The Nile, the great river, is a source of endless fascination. You often pause on your walk to and from the Per-Nefer to watch its slow, majestic flow. The water, sometimes a murky brown, sometimes a shimmering blue, carries with it the stories of the land, the silt that nourishes the fields, the boats that transport goods and people. You see the fishermen casting their nets, the women washing clothes on its banks, the children playing in its shallows. It is a river of life, a river of sustenance, a river of eternal movement. Its unhurried pace is a lesson in patience, a reminder that all things unfold in their own time. The process of preparing the canopic jars is another meticulous task. Each jar, made of polished alabaster or painted pottery, must be clean and ready to receive its sacred contents. You carefully inspect each one, ensuring there are no cracks or imperfections. The lids, carved in the likeness of the 4 sons of Horus, are placed gently beside their respective jars. You imagine the journey these jars will take, accompanying the deceased into the tomb, standing guard over the vital organs, ensuring their safe passage to the afterlife. It is a small but significant detail, a testament to the comprehensive nature of the embalming ritual. The linen bandages, stored in large cedar chests, have a faint sweet scent of the wood. You unroll them carefully, feeling the smooth, cool fabric between your fingers. Each strip is inspected for tears or fraying edges. The finest linen, reserved for the most important individuals, is almost translucent, allowing the light to pass through it like a veil. The coarser linen, used for the initial layers, is sturdy and strong. You appreciate the craftsmanship of the weavers, the countless hours of labor that went into creating these essential materials. They are more than just cloth. They are the protective embrace that will cradle the deceased for eternity. The placement of amulets within the wrappings is a moment of quiet magic. Each amulet, whether carved from stone, molded from faience, or cast in precious metal, holds a specific power, a particular blessing. You know the correct placement for each one: the scarab over the heart, the eye of Horus on the wrist, the jade pillar on the spine. As you carefully position each amulet, you whisper a silent prayer, an invocation of its protective qualities. It is a moment of deep connection to the spiritual world, a tangible expression of faith and hope. The final shroud, a large, single piece of linen, is the culmination of the wrapping process. It is draped over the entire mummified body, a final, unifying layer. You smooth out any wrinkles, ensuring that it lies perfectly flat, creating a serene and undisturbed surface. The linen bands that secure it are often inscribed with hieroglyphs, with the name of the deceased, or with short prayers. These inscriptions are not just decorative, they are a final layer of protection, a written blessing that accompanies the deceased into the tomb. The work is repetitive, yes, but it is never monotonous. Each body presents its own unique challenges, its own subtle variations. Each day brings a new set of circumstances, a new rhythm to discover. You find beauty in this repetition, a profound sense of order and continuity. It is a rhythm that soothes the mind, that calms the spirit, that allows you to enter a state of deep focused concentration. It is a rhythm that has been passed down through generations, a timeless dance between life and death. The sun begins its slow descent, casting long, gentle shadows across the Per-Nefer. The air grows cooler, and the scents of resins and spices seem to deepen, becoming richer, more complex. You clean your tools one last time, wiping away any traces of natron or oil. Each tool is returned to its designated place, ready for the next day, the next journey. You step out into the evening air, the soft light of twilight bathing the city in a gentle glow. The sounds of Thebes are different now, softer, more subdued. The distant calls of vendors have been replaced by the chirping of crickets, the gentle murmur of conversations from homes. The air carries the scent of cooking fires, a comforting aroma that speaks of life and warmth. Your walk home is a quiet one. Your mind is calm, filled with the images and sensations of the day, the rhythmic movements of wrapping, the earthy scent of natron, the smooth coolness of the canopic jars. These impressions linger, a gentle echo in your thoughts. You are tired, but it is a deep, satisfying tiredness, the kind that comes from a day spent in purposeful, meaningful work. As you reach your small home, the stars are beginning to emerge, tiny pinpricks of light in the vast, dark canvas of the sky. The moon, a slender crescent, casts a soft, ethereal glow over the sleeping city. You prepare a simple meal, perhaps a bowl of lentils and some flatbread, savoring each bite. The food is plain, but nourishing, sustaining your body for the work that lies ahead. After your meal, you sit for a while in the quiet darkness, listening to the sounds of the night, the distant bark of a dog, the rustle of palm fronds, the gentle whisper of the wind. These are the lullabies of Thebes, soothing your mind, preparing you for sleep. You lie down on your reed mat, the familiar texture a comfort beneath you, the scent of natron and resin, a constant companion, is a gentle reminder of your life's calling. You close your eyes, and sleep comes quickly, a deep, dreamless slumber that restores your body and mind. The cycle continues, day after day, season after season. The Nile flows on, an eternal ribbon of life. The sun rises and sets, marking the passage of time. And you, Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, continue your quiet, essential work, a guardian of the threshold, a facilitator of the eternal journey. Each morning brings a new body, a new life to be honored, a new story to be told through the meticulous rituals of embalming. You approach each task with the same unwavering focus, the same profound respect. The details of each life may differ, but the journey to the afterlife is universal, a path that all must eventually tread. Your role is to ensure that this path is smooth, that the deceased is well prepared for the challenges and rewards that await them. The Per-Nefer is more than just a workshop. It is a sacred space, a liminal zone between life and death. The air within its walls is charged with a quiet energy, a sense of purpose that transcends the mundane. You feel this energy as you work, a subtle vibration that connects you to the ancient traditions, to the countless embalmers who have come before you. The preparation of the amulets is another task that requires careful attention. Each amulet has a specific purpose, a particular prayer or spell associated with it. You might spend time selecting the right materials, carving the intricate symbols, or simply arranging them in the correct order. The small, smooth stones, the polished faience, the gleaming metals. Each object holds a quiet power, a silent promise of protection. The process of anointing the body with oils and unguents is a sensory experience. The oils are rich, fragrant, infused with myrrh, frankincense, and other precious spices. As you gently rub them into the skin, you feel the subtle warmth, the smooth texture. The scent fills the air, a luxurious aroma that speaks of reverence and care. It is a final act of beautification, preparing the deceased for their appearance before the gods. The sounds of the Per-Nefer are always subdued. The gentle drip of water, the soft rustle of linen, the quiet hum of your own breath. These are the only sounds that break the profound silence. There is no music, no loud conversation, only the quiet rhythm of work. This silence is not oppressive, it is calming, allowing for a deep focus that is essential for your craft. The light shifts throughout the day, painting different moods within the Per-Nefer. In the morning it is a pale, hopeful light. At midday it is bright and clear, illuminating every detail of your work. In the afternoon it becomes softer, warmer, casting long, gentle shadows. And as evening approaches, it fades to a dim, ethereal glow, preparing the space for the quiet of the night. You are a master of patience. The embalming process cannot be rushed. Each step takes its own time, demands its own meticulous attention. You have learned to surrender to this rhythm, to allow the work to unfold at its own pace. There is a profound wisdom in this patience, a recognition that some things cannot be hurried, that true transformation requires time and care. The sun sets, and the day's work concludes. You leave the Per-Nefer, stepping out into the cool evening air. The sky is a canvas of deepening blues and purples, with the first stars beginning to twinkle. The city of Thebes settles into its nightly rhythm, a gentle symphony of distant sounds. You walk home, your mind calm and clear, filled with the quiet satisfaction of a day well spent. The familiar path, the familiar sights and sounds, all contribute to a sense of peace, of belonging. You are a part of this ancient world, a small but essential thread in its vast and intricate tapestry. You eat your simple meal, the flavors familiar and comforting. The quiet of your home envelops you, a sanctuary from the world. You sit for a while, allowing your thoughts to drift, to settle. There is no urgency, no demand, only the gentle unfolding of the present moment. And as you lie down on your reed mat, sleep comes easily, a deep, restorative slumber that prepares you for the next day, the next journey, the next act of sacred service. The cycle continues, an eternal dance of life and death, of creation and preservation. And you, Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes, are its quiet, steadfast guardian. The texture of the linen bandages is a constant in your life. You can feel the subtle differences between the fine, almost silky linen used for royalty and the coarser, more utilitarian fabric for commoners. Yet, the process remains the same. The gentle pull as you unroll a new strip, the soft friction as it slides through your fingers, the way it conforms to the contours of a limb. Each wrap is a deliberate, practiced motion, a small act of creation. You lose yourself in the rhythm of it, the repetitive back and forth, the gentle pressure of your hands. It's a form of meditation, a quiet conversation between you, the linen and the silent form before you. The resin, a golden viscous liquid, has a life of its own. When cool, it is thick and slow-moving, like honey in the winter. When warmed over a small charcoal brazier, it becomes fluid, eager to flow. You learn to read its temperature by its scent, a skill honed over years of practice. A scent that is too sharp means it's too hot. A scent that is too faint means it's not yet ready. The perfect aroma is a rich, warm perfume that fills the Per-Nefer, a sign that the resin is at its ideal consistency to bind the linen strips, creating a hard protective shell. This shell is a second skin, an artificial and eternal one. The natron in its raw form is a collection of crystals, some large and jagged, others fine as dust. It has a clean, sharp smell like the air after a desert thunderstorm. When you plunge your hands into a sack of natron, it feels cool and dry, a stark contrast to the humidity of the Nile Valley. You feel its power, its ability to draw out moisture, to halt the natural course of decay. It is a substance of transformation, a catalyst that turns the perishable into the permanent. You handle it with a mixture of reverence and familiarity, a tool as essential to your craft as the knife or the hook. The Per-Nefer itself is a character in your daily drama. Its thick mud brick walls insulate it from the extremes of the desert climate, keeping it cool in the summer and warm in the winter. The high, narrow windows are designed not for viewing the outside world, but for letting in just enough light to work by, creating an atmosphere of focused intimacy. The stone floor, worn smooth by the passage of countless feet, is cool under your sandals. The air, a complex tapestry of scents, is the very breath of the place. It is a space that is both workshop and temple, a place where the mundane and the sacred intersect. The sounds of your work are a subtle symphony, the gentle clink of a bronze instrument against a stone table, the soft rustle of linen, the quiet slosh of water in a clay basin, the rhythmic scrape of a grinder. These are the sounds of creation, of transformation. They are a counterpoint to the silence, a gentle reminder of the purposeful activity that is taking place. You have grown so accustomed to these sounds that you barely notice them, yet they are the soundtrack of your life, a constant soothing presence. The city of Thebes, just outside the walls of the Per-Nefer, is a world away. You can hear its distant murmur, the faint cries of vendors, the laughter of children, the chanting of priests from the nearby temples. But these sounds are muffled, distant, like the roar of the ocean heard from a deep cave. They are a reminder of the world of the living, a world that the deceased are leaving behind. Your work is a bridge between these two worlds, a quiet passage from the noise and chaos of life to the silent, ordered eternity of the afterlife. The Nile, the great river, is a constant presence in your life. You see it every day on your walk to and from the Per-Nefer. You feel its presence in the humidity of the air, in the richness of the soil. You use its water to purify the bodies of the dead. It is the source of all life in Egypt, and it is also the path to the afterlife. The deceased are ferried across the Nile to their tombs on the west bank, the land of the setting sun. The river is a threshold, a boundary between the world of the living and the world of the dead. You are a servant of the river, a guardian of its sacred passage. The sun, the great god Re, is another constant. Its daily journey across the sky is a mirror of the journey of the soul. Its rising in the east is a symbol of birth, its setting in the west a symbol of death, and its reappearance the next morning a promise of rebirth. You work by the light of the sun, your days measured by its slow, majestic progress. You are a child of the sun, your life and your work illuminated by its divine light. The moon, the goddess Isis, is the guardian of the night. Her soft, silvery light is a comfort in the darkness. She is the goddess of magic, of healing, of motherhood. She is the one who reassembled the body of her husband Osiris after he was murdered and dismembered by his brother, Set. She is the first embalmer, the divine prototype for your own humble craft. You feel a special connection to her, a sense of being under her protection. The stars, the distant, glittering lights in the night sky, are the souls of the righteous dead. They are the ones who have successfully navigated the perils of the underworld and have been granted eternal life. They are a source of inspiration, a reminder of the ultimate goal of your work. You look up at them at night, and you feel a sense of awe, of wonder. You are a stargazer, a guide for those who wish to join the celestial company. The work is demanding, both physically and mentally. It requires strength, stamina, and a steady hand. It requires concentration, patience, and a deep understanding of the complex rituals, but it is also deeply rewarding. There is a profound satisfaction in a job well done, in a mummy perfectly preserved, in a soul safely guided on its journey. There is a sense of purpose, of meaning, of being part of something larger than yourself. There is a peace that comes from living a life of service, a life in harmony with the gods and with the eternal rhythms of the cosmos. You are Khepri, the embalmer of Thebes. You are a craftsman, a priest, a guardian. You are a man of science and a man of faith. You are a bridge between two worlds, and you are at peace. The days turn into weeks, the weeks into months, the months into years. The seasons change, the river rises and falls, the great festivals come and go, but the work in the Per-Nefer remains constant, a steady, unchanging rhythm in a world of flux. You grow older, your hair turns gray, your hands become more gnarled, but your skill remains, your knowledge deepens. You have become a master of your craft, a respected elder Emeh. And so as the last echoes of this ancient tale fade into the quiet of your room, you find yourself drifting. The soft hum of the fan, the gentle darkness, the lingering sense of ancient Thebes, they all conspire to pull you deeper into a peaceful slumber. Let your thoughts settle, let your body relax, and allow the quiet rhythm of the night to carry you away. May your dreams be as calm and unhurried as the flow of the Nile, and may you awaken refreshed and at peace. Good night.